What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. Today, as many of you may know, if you're watching this on the day that the video is released, is what we call Maundy Thursday or Holy Thursday. It's the Thursday of before Good Friday, before the day that Jesus was crucified, where we remember the Last Supper and the new covenant that Jesus made. And so I decided that it would be fitting to build a theme deck around today, or kind of what this day represents. And it's definitely not going to be super competitive or kind of, like a top-notch deck because, well, I mean, for starters, it's 63 cards, which, isn't the worst thing. It's just, not ideal for high power competitive play, whatever. But it's kind of what I ended up with kind of throwing it together, not really knowing what to take out without kind of detracting from the theme and kind of making it all blend together in the best way that I could here. So that's what we're doing today, and I hope you guys are excited to see what I've come up with for this. And I think that with this, it's kind of inspired me a little bit to come up with, or I guess to kind of revitalize the an old redemption competition sort of thing that was going on, that was called Top Cut before. I think that was before even like Top Cut was started to be used at the national tournaments, where basically it was a chopped type competition where if you remember the TV show, it's like a cooking show where you get a certain number of ingredients that you have to use to make this meal, and whoever's the best gets to keep on going and whatnot. And it was a fun thing that Dane Most from way long ago hosted, using the boards. And I'm sure now Discord will kind of be the place for that, but maybe the boards would be better just to kind of have it stored, whatever. I haven't thought out all the details yet. That will probably be coming in like 2 weeks when I do another video. I'll probably have some details on that and get that started up. Basically what it is, or how that relates to redemption, is there will be some amount of more or less random cards, or cards that just kind of don't necessarily go together. Like, I'm not just going to pick 5 Sadducees and then you put them all in the same deck, but it's going to be kind of 5 cards spread across multiple themes and strategies or whatever, or maybe just a theme. That will kind of just be up to me, however I end up deciding to do that. And maybe I'll take some input from other people as well. Maybe I'll have a few people be on like the judges panel with me, so that basically once you get all the cards, or like have your required ingredients, so to speak, you have to build a deck, and whoever's deck is the best, either by maybe like how competitive it actually is, for how the mixture of cards that you had to use, kind of how well the cards mix together. It's kind of like the playmat deck that I built for one of the Zoom tournaments last year, and where I just had to like incorporate all the cards on the Your Turn Games 25th anniversary playmat. And so it'll be kind of like that, where you're just mixing these cards together and putting them in the most creative and maybe powerful, like, I mean, just because that's a good way to judge how well you blend them together, is kind of how good the deck is. But I don't want you to just be like, like, oh, I'm gonna build this really strong post-exilics deck, and then I'll just throw in the Simon the Tanner in there because that was one of the required cards. Like, there's got to be use of the ingredients as well, not just kind of have it sitting on the side. Anyways, that's just a little sneak peek into something that I want to get started again, because I certainly had a lot of fun participating in it, and it would be cool to see what y'all can come up with. So anyways, that's for 2 weeks from now, because next week is going to be a live video. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, we didn't do the live episode or whatever on the first Thursday in April, as I normally do on the first Thursday of each month, just because of the busyness of I was busy that night, and also this week is obviously Holy Week, and people are going to be probably a little bit busy as in addition to me. So that's going to be next week, and what I'm actually going to be doing is playing a game with Luke Marshall. I'm not sure if he wants me to spoil what we're doing yet, but it's going to be kind of a continuation or kind of the finale, I guess, of the Redemption saga, and it's not just going to be like doing a current metagame thing, because if you guys haven't seen them yet, Luke and I have been playing games. We played, well, more than 3 games, 3 eras, I guess, of Redemption, and those have been going up on the channel like every 2 weeks or so, starting in the beginning of March. And so just put up the 3rd era yesterday, based on, well, from when this video was released, and that was the kind of like 2019 era, so basically everything before LOC came out. It was before the ban of Samuel and Mourn and Weep. That was a lot of fun to play with Luke, so if you guys haven't watched that yet, go ahead and check that out, as well as the other ones. You can kind of like build up to what we're going to be doing in the last live episode or finale to that series. The articles that he accompanied it with are on Land of Redemption, so go check those out there as well to kind of get his take on each of those eras and his experience in them. So if you're a newer player, that can kind of give you a little bit of a glance into what Classic was like, shortly before rotation, and it will also, for the not so new players, give you a little refresher on the Classic format, because if you're like me, you probably haven't played a whole lot of it lately, and it's going to be a side event at Nationals, and I hear John's planning to bring Nationals winning decks from each year since like 2010 or something like that, to Nationals. He wants to bring copies of them, so there's going to be some Classic gameplay on Nationals. There's the Classic Zoom not Zoom, Lackey Grand Prix that you can sign up for, so you can watch that video, and maybe that'll give you a little bit of like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what was going on back then, just to kind of refresh your memory a little bit, see all those fun Classic cards. Anyway, that's all I needed to get out of the way for logistics or whatever, announcements, I don't know. So now let's go ahead and get into the deck. So the way I approached this deck is I was like, okay, so let's go through each gospel and kind of figure out the section that has the Last Supper and the arrest in the garden, and basically up until where it says like very early the next morning Jesus was brought in front of you. That's kind of the section that I wanted to take, because that's all what happened on that Thursday evening. So I was like, okay, every card that has a reference, every rotation card, I guess, that has a reference in that range is what I'm going to use. The tricky part is with the Gospel of John, which isn't super clear with what all fit in that range. John 13 is kind of what seems to be the where the Last Supper happens in John's Gospel, but it's not kind of called that exactly, or it's where Jesus washes his feet, and he talks about one of them betraying him and dipping their bread in the same cup or whatever, but not whatever, but if you're not sure, just go read the story. So that I included some from John 13, like washed by Christ. He poured the water into the basin and washed his disciples' feet. And so that's kind of what I took from John. And then also John 18 has the whole betrayal and Peter denying Christ. And I was like, oh, John 13 to 18 is kind of a big range, and there's a lot of stuff in there that I would have to try to include, like the vine and the branches. There's a lot of things that Jesus talks about that were probably that are printed on some cards, so that would just be a lot to try to include. Like, I think love one another was one of the other cards that was in here at one point, but I was like, yeah, it's doesn't necessarily need to be in here, and it doesn't fit quite as well because I had to cut it down somehow. So then also 1 Corinthians 11 talks about the Last Supper, which the only card from that chapter is Holy Grail, which was originally from Matthew, I believe, the Warriors version of it, which is a little disappointing to find out that it was no longer a gospel artifact. But in 1 Corinthians 11, Paul talks to the Corinthians about kind of their misapplication of the Last Supper, or the communion, what it means, and so that's where Holy Grail comes from. So other than that, we've got, of course, 30 pieces of silver, which is what Judas, betrayed Jesus for at the Last Supper. Jesus talked about the sacrifice that he was making, his blood that was being poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. And it was there that the new covenant was being established. So his sacrifice has the Matthew reference, and then new covenant has the Mark reference of kind of the same parallel passage between them. Of course, we've got Peter and his denial of Christ, which happened that evening in the courtyard where the gatekeeper maid was, among others, were kind of accusing him of being associated with Jesus. And so we have Peter's curse in here as well, when Jesus was, I guess, along the lines of Jesus's betrayal and the exchange that happened there. We have the temple guard who came to arrest Jesus, and captain of the guard that came and arrested Jesus. The John, I guess they both use the same verse, but since they're generic and they have a different picture and they have a different name, they're distinct characters, I guess, or you can have both of them in a Type 1 deck. And then also temple guard spears. Jesus says, "Have you come out with swords and clubs as you would against a man inciting a revolt?" And Peter's response was like, "All right, now I'm gonna fight back, pull out my sword, and I'm going to cut off the ear of this Malchus guy here." And of course, Jesus is like, no, Peter, like, slow your roll. And he heals Malchus's ear, and he says, or do you not think that I can appeal to my Father, and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? So we've got Legion of Angels in here. We're trying this whole thing out with Legion of Angels and Mary and Joseph to get some meek protection going on there. So I thought that would be kind of fun to bring back, and I didn't actually realize that Legion of Angels was the reference was from that time, or when Jesus was being betrayed. So it's crazy how much you find out about this game, or find out about the Bible through this game. So just kind of snowballed from there. I mean, the defense is all pretty self-explanatory. Jesus was brought in front of Annas and Caiaphas. So having a lot of the Sadducees that were mentioned in there, like the plotting priests were mentioned in Matthew 26. But then a few of the others just kind of sprinkled in to fill in the defense. So chief priests, very good for the Sadducee defense. The Sanhedrin and supercilious scribes, of course, are also pretty good, and brood of vipers. And then we have questioning Christ. That was from John 18. That might have been the next morning. Can't remember exactly. But yeah, their high priest plot, and of course the surreptitious scheme were both kind of associated with that as well. You know, they were scheming and plotting to try to see what they could do to get to Jesus, to accuse him of and arrest him for something. Then came the more difficult cards that I wanted to include, but I felt they were appropriate enough that it would be worth a shot at trying to do it. So Feast of Unleavened Bread is that was the 7-day feast that was coming up, that they were preparing for, I guess, that the Passover kind of kicked off, and that was the Passover meal that they were eating and at the Last Supper. And so that would kick off the 7 days of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And so I felt that it was, relevant enough to try to incorporate these cards with Passover and then Death of Firstborn, which happened that same night. The Passover was kind of symbolizing their freedom from Egypt. In the same way that Jesus is, the new covenant kind of symbolizes our freedom from sin. So lots of things to try to incorporate here, especially with Passover really being a Exodus card. The only Exodus hero I have is Moses, but I can kind of relate Moses with the New Testament stuff by using Transfiguration and then the new Elijah in glory. And then, of course, a few of the disciples were there as well. I mean, we know that John was there. He was the one leaning on Jesus' shoulder at the table, sitting next to him. And then, of course, Matthew and Thomas would have been there. It would have been quite a bit to try to incorporate all of the disciples in here. That would have been ideal, I guess, if I were, kind of trying to fully do this, fully have it, Lord's Supper, or Last Supper themed, because all the disciples were there. But we had to kind of make some judgment calls on that. So anyways, the rest of it is just kind of filling it all up. I guess High Priest Palace, that would count too, as that's where Jesus was brought, and the reference verse is talking about Peter following and sitting outside with the officers to see the outcome of what would happen with Jesus' trial, and that's where he denied Christ. So anyways, I know I'm playing Sadducees 2 weeks in a row, but I thought that this one, or this approach to Sadducees would be different enough to try to make up for that, I guess. And of course, the theme kind of just restricted me into that. I did not think about that when I was doing the priest deck, but I thought the priests were, it was a cool enough deck. So we're actually doing something a little bit different with the Sadducees this time. What I wanted to do last time, but ended up not having space for, was doing the prison theme, or kind of the capture aspect to Sadducees, where prison says capture abilities used by evil Sadducees cannot be negated. So we've got Jealous Rage to capture up to 2 human heroes. We've got Seize Him to capture a hero and get a little hand and deck knowledge. Idol Worship to take an idol or curse from reserve, so Peter's Curse, and then capture a human to opponent's land of bondage if played in battle. So we have some capture stuff that cannot be negated, and also Avenged, which lets you take an evil OT fortress from deck, so we can go grab High Places, or we can grab Sheol, and if played in battle, you can capture a hero in battle. Then the capture synergy with Temple Guard also works out pretty well here, because it says you can play an enhancement with a band or capture ability. Band, capture, and play abilities cannot be prevented by a good card. Fun thing here that I thought of, I thought it would be fun if I have the opportunity to do it in the game. I was like, all right, I got to do this. You convert your Temple Guard to either green or clay, using Holy Grail, and then you can attack with him and play an enhancement with a band or capture ability. It doesn't have to be an evil enhancement, so then you can play Faith of Samuel and ban in a bunch of heroes, or if you do clay or purple, you can play Transfiguration. So I thought that that would be kind of fun to try out and incorporate. It really wasn't intentional. It was just kind of like oh, this is convenient. Like let's try to work that in there. One last card that I guess I didn't mention that is relevant to the arrest of Jesus. They were like, oh, we're looking for Jesus of Nazareth, and Jesus is like, now then, when he said to them, I am he, they drew back and fell to the ground. So um, that was from John 18 when they were coming to uh, look for Jesus. So, anyways, I know I didn't talk about a whole lot of the strategy with the offense, but basically it's just protect some things, get big, and kind of go over the top. And we got I am He for protection, got Elijah in glory for protection, life through Christ for protection, and then Mary. So that's kind of the big overall strategy. And then you just got some other things to kind of fill in here and there. And anyways, that's a long intro. So let's go ahead and get into the game this week. Played against Jared, aka him. And so I told him that I wanted to kind of do a sort of lower power deck or like lower power game, kind of getting the, I didn't want him to like pull out all the stops on his new, or well, not really new, but on his like Patriarchs deck or something that he's, um, practiced and played a lot to where like you just wouldn't get to see any of my deck because the game would be over in 3 turns. And so he brought a more fair deck, just kind of in terms of um, the build of it, or kind of the budget of it. Mainly was that he brought a budget Patriarchs and Animals deck. So it was a really fun game. It ended up. I won't tell you how it ended up, but ended up being like not really competitive, but relatively fair as far as like going back and forth. So I thought that worked out pretty well. I hope you guys are excited to see what this deck can do, because it looks very Skittlesy, as Jared puts it later in the video. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right.
63 cards.
I told you it wasn't like, super competitive.
Let's see what this is.
I needed to include more cards than I had room for, so I had to make room.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna have some fantastic dominance that I would have never expected.
I mean, if I had to cut it down to 50, I probably could have with enough time, but I didn't really want to take that much time, so
Understandable.
um, well, and it was kind of a last minute idea, or like I just thought of it today, so I was like, oh, well, I should probably do this because it's thematic for this week.
Mm.
So,
That gives
um,
me a few clues.
what's that?
So that gives me a few clues. Whenever you're ready, well, we can start up. I do my you do your eight, so
Yep, yeah, I've got no lost souls, so
all right, I'll place down mine. I did get a few.
let's be
There we go. Roll for first.
I roll a 4.
Ah, I got a 6.
Man, I'm always so bad at rolling unlucky.
Um, I think I'll go first. You
All right.
have you have any stars that you'd like to use?
I do not.
Okay, neither do I. So we're good to go. I'll start us off.
Sounds good.
All right, first things first. In my prep phase, I'm gonna go ahead and play down a Goshen. There's that. Um, we'll go ahead and put Judah in territory as Meek.
Oh,
And then I'm going to come in for battle with Eber and play Lost Soul from your deck.
That seems pretty good.
Oh. Soul Gen. I'm all about that Soul Gen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what kind of concoction we've got going on here. All right, so all right. Okay, I'm seeing the disciples, but I'm also seeing angels. There's a Moses in here, which I'm sure is there for the star. Could be used for something else. We got St. Patrick. He's rocking out. Maybe there for the colors. Um,
I suppose we could make it like a game, like see if you can guess the theme I was going for, and you gotta be sort of specific.
okay. We got Emmaus Road. I got, let's see, all Meeks. Probably the first is in here as well. Yep, so there's the first. Okay, so there's got scribes. It's like a Passion Week deck. Kind of what it looks like. Joseph's here though, kind of hanging out. I almost want to think it's yeah. This looks like after Gethsemane, Judas sold out Jesus, and then he goes through all those trials and torture before being crucified. I'm not seeing the cross though. That could just be in your hand.
I guess you're on the right track. It might help to just think about, when my videos normally come out.
I'd say, okay,
You don't have to make your final answer now. You can wait for the game to play out.
all right. Well, we'll give it a guess here once a little bit further on, but I'm trying to see what you got. For whatever reason, I know that you've got to have another character to fulfill these requirements for Emmaus Road in your hand, unless you're just rocking Patty and Moses, but you don't have enough for Emmaus Road. So maybe you got like an Akeem in your hand or something.
That's part of the strategy too, is just to have too many cards that don't make sense to kind of throw off the opponent.
Confuse me? Okay. We'll go ahead and grab the first soul out of here, and then we'll get moving. There's the first. I will stop looking at your deck. Shuffle that up. All right. That's my rescue. What do you got?
Sad first. Well, I've got a Chief Priests, which will let me search my deck for a Sadducee, which will be I think the easy answer here is just to grab Mr. Annis.
All right.
And he goes to my hand. Then I will withdraw the Chief Priests to add Annis to battle, who will underdeck a Lost Soul.
All right.
We'll pick that one.
And he is CBN.
That is correct.
All right. Well, now my battle challenge, but I get initiative. So I think we're just gonna we'll Angel Annis just so that I don't have to deal with him again in the future.
Boo. But okay. Understandable.
All right. We got discard phase here. I'm gonna go ahead and plop down this lion, and then I'll give the turn over to you.
Cool. Well, speaking of Emmaus Road, I guess we'll go ahead and use the star ability to look at your hand.
Hey!
Let's see what 3 cards you're hanging on to. Esau makes sense since you put down the lion.
Yeah.
Scattered and abducted subjects. So we got some capturing and some underdecking, some drawing and playing. Alright. Son of Jacob, negate, discard an enhancement. Alright, let's put down Patmos. Search my deck for a Disciple or Revelation Angel. See, it probably makes the most sense to go with Matthew here and get the draw 4 from your Scattered, but that's just not all that fun. So I think what we're going to do instead is we'll grab yeah, I'll grab Judas. So we'll go ahead and put I guess let's start off with this 3 woes as evil to negate your distressed. Oh, wait, that's dumb. Never mind, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play Son of God to rescue it.
There you go. That's probably a good idea.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yep.
Since you have another Lost Soul available, that is. So then I'll put down a Judas, and then I will put down a Nakim that you correctly guessed was in my hand. Bravo.
Ah.
Let's play Mace Road. Grab a star card. Don't need that guy. Don't really need that yet either. Let's just grab St. Patty.
There you go. Alright.
So we got some brigades. We'll go ahead and put him down so that I have a meek hero. We'll go ahead and put down Mary. Then I will make a rescue attempt with Angel of the Winds. Exchange for Joseph in my deck. In exchange for... where'd it go? Legion of Angels.
Oh.
So they'll get +10/+10 this turn.
Okay, so they're at 22-22. And they're protected from harm because of Mary.
Yes.
So, man, that's harsh.
And if you use a draw ability, I will get to take an artifact or an enhancement from your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, you got quite a bit going on here.
Yeah, that distress is going to be not great for me if I didn't have an answer for it.
This puts me in a predicament. I think I'll just go ahead and give you the Resurrection Soul here. Fighting over this seems kind of hard.
I mean, I guess there's a chance you draw something off of Esau that could negate Mary, but then I'd also get to take something with Judas. So if the something to negate Mary was an enhancement, then that wouldn't help you out too much.
Nope.
Well, I guess you get to play it off of Esau too, so maybe.
Yeah.
But I guess that's where I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. So go here. My turn. Or draw my opening 3. Or my. Got Warner. Harvest. Souls. Okay, so we'll go ahead and. Oh, let's forget to do this. We're just gonna have to use a marker.
Oh, yeah. Here I can find us one here.
Okay.
Where's that?
Awesome. All right, so we can get rid of that marker. Cool. All
So
right,
it
so
was a
that
nice draw for you.
harvest. Yeah. Um, I think no, I think Akeem's negating that though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, that he is.
Just realized that because yeah, Legion of Angels is meek.
Yep, good call.
So
As is St. Patrick.
yes, I forget Saint Patrick is meek. He looks like he has so much text on him.
He does have a lot of text on him, probably more than the average card.
Yeah. All right. Well,
And now Rob's gonna come at me for missing an Akeem. Uh, it's not really a trigger, I guess, but you know.
Okay, so we're gonna go. So we're gonna go prep phase here. Nothing to do in upkeep. Souls aren't doing anything. Would have been nice to be able to use Foreigner, but I'm gonna go ahead, play the first sacrifice, take a peek at your hand. We're gonna go ahead and negate. Um, doesn't really matter what we can negate Patmos, but
Sure.
it's not gonna do anything. So we'll just take a look at your hand, see what you got.
Choose wisely.
Oh boy, there's just
It's gonna be tough.
okay. So you're gonna be able to go to Sadducee with Chief Priests, anyways. Uh, you can add Sadducee, Pharisee, or Judas to battle. So it could only be a Sadducee or a Pharisee. It could be anybody. Malchus is pretty great. Because you can chain Malchus to Chief Priests and then go ahead and grab everything. Though I'm not sure that I care about Malchus. So the question is, do I want you to have 3 woes or crowd's choice? Okay, we'll go ahead and underdeck the. I want to say 3 woes. Yeah, we'll underdeck 3 woes. Force you to use crowd's choice if you want to get a woes.
All right.
Stop looking at the hand. Go ahead and. I almost want to do that, but I know that it's not going to work out. So I think we just have to pass here as much as it hurts. But
All right. Well, unfortunately, I did not draw a lost soul for you. I just realized I have 7 good brigades represented on 5 heroes. They're all different.
oh wow, yeah, there.
Let's go ahead and did I put that in reserve? No. Okay. I'll play wages.
Okay.
And I feel like I should grab high places, but Sheol just kind of feels more impactful at this point, I guess.
I'd say so.
I guess you do have Judah, but he's currently meek, so you gotta flip him somehow. Then I will. Yeah, I think we'll just go for it. It'd be kind of fun. Yeah. Play crowd's choice.
Okay.
Take a good card from my deck. Playing it as good, I guess I should specify. Just make sure here. Yeah, we'll go for the New Covenant. And I'll go ahead and activate New Covenant.
For Emmaus Road?
You know, you would think so. But I'm actually going to get Angelic Guidance.
Ah, that's probably a good one.
And I will play it to look at your hand.
Go ahead. Look at all of its glory.
You found more defense.
I did. That's all I have.
Shuffle land my cards. Oh, good thing I used my crowd's choice before coming in. Otherwise, bear would have hit it.
Huh?
Yeah, could have hit it. I guess probably would have because I've got 4 cards in hand. So, all right, and that seems reasonable. I'll go ahead and search my deck for a silver card, and I'm going to grab Prison. And we'll go ahead and put that down in territory. And I will make another rescue attempt with Legion of Angels.
Okay. So he is still currently protected.
Still protected, and also tossing multiple great enhancements because of Goshen.
Yep. It's got a nice little bunch of upgrades or things that he's doing right now.
Yeah. All I'm missing is the Windows of Narrow Light and another Mikiro, so he negates all the stuff.
Hmm. I'm just trying to think here. Actually, I got two. It just depends on what you have. So I can at least do one. Yeah, this is a little bit of a calculated risk, but I just want to be able to draw cards. That's the thing. Okay, yeah, we'll go with Esau. That's fine. So I'll take an animal or Edomite from deck. Take the fish. Shuffle that up. I will go ahead here and discard an animal, draw 2, then play an OT enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go ahead and discard the wild beast, draw 2. Got the Fool Soul. Oh, all right. Okay, then I get to play an evil enhancement. Oh, just an evil enhancement. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and play. Yeah, I guess this was a little bit of a gambit, but play abducted subjects. We'll go ahead and capture Mary to you, because she's really the only legal target that I can. So
So you could target 2 humans, right?
right, but all of them are protected. Or is it only your meek? Oh, it is your meek. Okay, so
Yep.
more than 2. Never mind. We'll go ahead and capture Mary and Judas.
That seems good.
I was overthinking what I had to do there. So
All right, so you did a search, which means I can at least trigger my shield. Hmm. Who do I want to get back first? Let's underdeck Mary.
okay. All right, then did you have a Dom or anything that you wanted to play?
I got nothing. It's your initiative.
All right, we'll go ahead and play Seized to capture X heroes, which is only one because you only got one in battle, which would be Legion.
Alrighty. Um, I will not do anything about that. He will be captured.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna hang out here. Uh, and I guess go back to territory.
All right. With that, I will pass the turn.
Cool.
Guess I
All
need
right.
a Noah's Ark or something.
Something more to be able to protect. That's the thing about Mary. She's hard. It's one of the reasons why I like Enoch a little bit more than I like Mary. She provides more protection, but at the cost of being very easy to stop,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. Drew my three. Not a huge amount. Nothing I feel like I want to use. Any of these want the things that I want to use. Um, no stars that I want to use. Anything to do in upkeep. I think the answer is no. It's a good prep. Um, I will go ahead here and play an enhancement. We go numerous.
Seems good.
I will reveal Bless the Nations, Jacob, and Isaac. Go ahead and take 3 heroes from deck, discard, or reserve. Or, yeah, human heroes from deck, discard, or reserve. We'll go ahead and grab um hmm. Okay, so go to deck, grab reveal. Oh, there's no. I think I want to get Enoch, Noah, and not too worried about that. It'll depend. Um,
No Papa Abe.
I think I'm gonna go to the last one to go to reserve and grab Leah.
Yeah. Gotta
So,
bounce that Judah.
yep.
Alright. Well, I will trigger Sheol off of that search and underdeck Mr. Judas.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead and slap down Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we really want that, but I don't know if we have the option. Not with the cards that we drew. All right. So I will go to battle here.
Mm-hmm.
Leah's gonna come in and she will bounce Judah to hand. Um, then I get the ability to band to Jacob. Go ahead and band to Jacob. Jacob will take a Genesis enhancement from deck. I'm going to take Abe's Descendants. Shuffle those. Let's come back to. Let's go to my hand. I'm going to go ahead and band in a Patriarch. CBI will band in Judah. I'll go ahead and negate Sheol
Mm-hmm.
and set aside. Band to another Patriarch. Be Isaac. And then with that all finished, I'm gonna play a Dom. So
Right.
harvest time.
That seems good.
And we'll go for 6. So I'm just gonna grab all the meek out of your deck.
Seems reasonable.
I guess you have more than 6 meek in your deck, but I mean,
I have at least 7.
yeah, we'll stick with what I said. Just have to grab the 6. I could have grabbed more. I'm taken, off center by your strange deck size of 63.
Hmm.
Just shuffle. There we go. And then the rest come from my deck. Another call. Go ahead and plop out him. This one is going to be all of mine because I don't have 6 in my deck. It should be one more. Where are you? It's the last one. Unless, oh no, I'm miscounting. Never mind. Just not capable of seeing truth. Okay, and then these souls don't trigger because you still have a key. So
Correct.
all right, that's my rescue temp.
Hmm. Um. How should we do this? Alright, I will play, or I will block with Malchus. I will capture to you, add a Sadducee from reserve to battle. She'll be the Brood of Vipers. And I will negate an underdeck Enoch.
Okay.
In exchange with the Chief Priests in my territory. And I will search my deck for a Sadducee. Hmm. Yeah, I think that would make the most sense here. Alright, let's do... let's do Plotting Priests. So they'll go to my hand. And then I will withdraw Chief Priests, add Plotting Priests, and take a New Testament Black Enhancement from my deck because I control a Meek Lost Soul.
Okay.
I will take... Surreptitious Scheme. My initiative?
Yep.
Alright, I will play the Scheme. Take New Testament Evil card from my deck. Which will be Burial.
Oof.
And discard a good card in battle. I think we'll just discard Judah.
Okay. Judah get discarded.
And then I will ask for Dominant Initiative.
Yeah, you got it.
Cool. Let's play Burial, and I will underdeck all of my Meek Lost Souls and the captured Legion of Angels. Pretty sure it's considered a lost soul, right? Even though it's an angel.
Um, I don't. Did they change that? I thought it wasn't. Malchus is considered a lost soul, right?
Yes, since he's human. Let's see. Captured.
I think they're just captured angels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, captured non-humans are not lost souls in any location. Okay.
Yeah.
But it does retain its alignment, so if I underdeck a good card with something, then I could do that. Oh, I could have
Oh, no.
could have used Brood of Vipers to negate and underdeck it.
That would work.
That's all right. We don't necessarily need him back. Do we need Malchus back? Yeah, why not? He seems good. And that is the rest of that.
All right.
Let's see, what are your numbers here? Isaac is really big. So yeah, you're pretty big.
21, 20, 23 or 22. Why can't I do math right now?
Yeah, that's right. I will. I guess is it my initiative still?
Yeah, I haven't been past initiative yet. You still
All
have
right,
lower numbers.
cool. Just yeah, make sure you didn't want to play a dominant or anything. I will die by the numbers.
Okay.
You
Makes
will
sense.
successfully win the battle challenge.
Woohoo! I did all that work and got rid of the plotting priests. That was my original intent. Maybe not, but at least it did something.
Yep, yep. Yeah, you got a lot of heroes out. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. We can go ahead and maybe okay, discard phase. I will go ahead maybe play out a fish, some sort. Let's put this out of my hand in case I'm decidedly Republican, because I don't want you to draw more than 10. Be sad.
So you're saying that if
Uh,
I do it right now, I would draw 10?
if I had the Noah in my hand,
Yeah.
because it would be 10 plus any other evil brigades that I might be hiding.
Well, it'd
So,
be nine. Nine good brigades.
oh, okay, so then it would be at least 10
Yep.
at minimum. So,
We can make it 10 if you want. I mean,
no, no, he'll stay there unless you want to surprise bounce him and then use Matthew the Public, because that would be pretty slick.
Kind of
Um,
wish I put in a way to do that. I don't know that I did.
what we can do. I'm just deciding here what exactly I'd like to do with my life in this instance. Um, I think this is fine. This would be nice, but we don't have a way of doing that, so this is good where it is. This might have to go. I have a feeling this is never going to see any play. I'm going to discard Scattered. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. All right,
Nice.
your turn.
Yeah,
I have a feeling you're going to be coming in with a lot of Meek and utilizing my Goshen just as much as I do.
that's certainly a possibility. Um, hmm. All right, well, Judas found his way back.
Judas, no.
Go and put him down. Oh, man. Got a lot of ways to search, but I really don't want to now that all my lost souls are on the bottom. Well, I guess all except two. You did leave one Meek Lost Soul in there.
Very calculated harvest time.
Yep, yep. Um, yeah, let's just go for it. I'll play Avenge to take an evil OT fortress from my deck.
Alright.
Get a... Ooh, yeah, I got... Let's see, I had 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 cards before the first Lost Soul.
Yeah.
But you've got Eber anyway, I suppose. As long as you can get around Shield. Anyways, high places.
There you go.
And we'll go ahead and put that down. Then I will play wages. Go for something with a discard ability. This doesn't have a discard ability, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay.
Say Chronicles.
It's kind of what I'm thinking, actually.
Makes the most sense to me.
Yep. Such a great idea. I guess I'll do it. Then I'll go ahead and use my new covenant to search my deck for a gospel enhancement. Let's do... that doesn't quite work. Let's just grab Transfiguration. And then I will make a rescue attempt with St. Patty.
There you go. I had a feeling a Meek was coming in. Oh man. Judas. Well. Okay, if I think about this logistically, you would have to have pretty much that? No, because he has that. So maybe I don't know of any that do that. So okay, Fish is gonna block. We'll negate 5 cards. Which would be Judas, Akeem. I just don't know. I guess Prison, High Places, and the New Covenant.
All right.
Since it doesn't specify what kind of cards, and then I'll set aside St. Patrick. Putting in special initiative.
With that special initiative, I will play Faith of Samuel.
That's what it was. Okay, I was like, what is?
I was kind of wondering if you were gonna think to negate your own Noah, because he's definitely coming in.
Oh yeah, I should have thought of my side of the board.
I mean, I guess we'll just bring in your entire side of the board because they all share the same book conveniently. So.
No, yeah, it's pretty...
I guess we'll do Noah last here. So
using
Isaac is Meek.
Standing against me.
Jacob. I don't think I put any Genesis enhancements in here, but just in case. Go take a quick peek. Nope. Alright, and Leah. Don't want to resurrect your Judah for you. I suppose not. Bounce an artifact or play a Lost Soul from a deck. Sure, I'll bounce my New Covenant.
There you
go. And then I will convert Noah to Meek and prevent cards and shuffle a card. You already played Seized by Babylon. You discarded your Scattered. What else could you have that would hurt me here? Hypocrisy, maybe? Hmm. Um, I'll just go ahead and shuffle the Great Fish.
All right. Yep.
Slow you
Switch
down
me
a
to
little bit.
special initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't have anything. I'll just pass on special initiative and he'll get shuffled away.
Cool. And I will draw 3 with Faith of Samuel.
I was trying to think and calculate in my head what St. Patty's could have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just, for whatever reason, lapsed the fact that Faith of Samuel was both clay and green.
Yep. I actually, like, the last turn, I was like, oh, I could attack with St. Patrick and play Faith of Samuel. And then I was like, oh, no, I could just toss by Goshen. And I was like, oh, wait, Goshen isn't multi-brigade. It's just all enhancements with a different brigade. So
Mhm.
it still works on St. Patrick.
It does. He's just got the weirdest spread of brigades.
Yep. No, I suppose I could have, since you negated my Akeem, I could have tempted you to play an enhancements and give me the Fool Lost Soul.
Yeah, that's true.
You would have done that, right?
Sure. I think I'll just give you the harvest, and that'll give me the ability to, since Sakim is negated, you get to make a token.
Yeah, I think that works. It wouldn't be prevented by Noah, or would it be?
Mm, it's since it's already in play, it wouldn't be prevented, right? Because prevent
Yeah,
wouldn't prevent default the things that are out of play.
yeah, you're right. Yep. Um, okay, so make one of these tokens. You can have your offense back.
Thank you. Thanks for swapping that Noah over for me. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I figured you'd like having a rainbow hero available. Um,
Just in case you had some kind of fun thing on defense, or you could take advantage of all those for games.
yep. Let's go ahead and put Mary back down because she came back as well.
Oh, yay!
And oh yeah, oh right, yeah. You negated my high places too, so I couldn't draw off the token creation. Sad.
Right.
Um, and then I will pass the turn.
Oh boy. It just got all the guys back that I tried to put away.
All
Okay,
that
so we'll
hard
put
work you did.
yeah.
Somehow they
Um,
came back in a 63 card deck.
just rocking it out right now. That's what's happening. We can do. I guess that's true. I don't necessarily. Mm, this is a difficult decision. Okay, so I got a star here. We can bounce a Meek or Genesis hero. Um, I think I'm gonna bounce. Um, I have a lost soul, so I can make a rescue attempt. It depends on if you have another way of hiding it. You already played your burial. There are enhancements that allow your bands to go and hide lost souls. So we'll bounce Noah. It's fine with Ezra.
Seems good.
Keep nothing to do in upkeep. Not a lot to do in upkeep if you don't have storehouse or woes. Prep. Um, I'm gonna play a Dom. Go ahead and take a look at your hand and underdeck something. With Faint Visions. Oh boy. All right. So Shipwreck Chronicles. Man. All right. So you don't have any blockers. It doesn't really matter to Chief Priest be anybody. Plus Brood Vipers. So an option at deleting Goshen at any time. go ahead and underdeck the Chronicles, I think. Yeah, we'll underdeck Chronicles.
Seems good.
It seems
Yeah,
good.
underdecked
Decent.
my woes, underdecked my chronicles. There's no dual alignment doms for me, except for crowd's choice, I guess.
Oh, I stopped revealing your hand to you. I was trying to do it.
That's right. I
No,
don't need it.
you don't need to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, so this will go to the discard pile.
Just have a card that's like, you know, instead of choosing cards from your hand, play them at random instead.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be like, okay, so you could have a dominant where it's like, okay, so your opponent until end of turn plays with their hand face down, and then they shuffle their hand, play it face down, and then they get to when they attempt to activate a card, they have to turn it over and guess which one it is. That sounds like too much work, but
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Just, okay, so do an evil character, maybe an angry mob reprint, except, you know, a different mob or something. And then it's each player reveals their hand and sets aside all enhancements they could legally play. And then whenever they go to play an enhancement, they have to choose one at random.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. No, nothing wrong with that. No breaking any rules or anything.
Nope. Everybody shuffles their hands, puts them in a pile, and then they get to take the same number that they had from that pile in any order.
There you
No, everybody plays with sleeves now, so
go.
anyways, battle. I guess we're gonna try again. We'll go ahead and come in here with Leah. She'll go ahead and resurrect is a search ability, isn't it? Because you have to look into your discard pile to figure out what you're resing.
Yep.
Yeah. Darn. Well, I guess we're going to do it anyways. It doesn't do what I want it to do, but we will res Judah. And then we ban to Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob will go ahead and grab a Genesis enhancement from my deck.
Yeah, I guess if you were searching with Jacob anyway, then yeah.
Yeah. I deliberated on what I wanted to use. If Resurrect wasn't a search, I wouldn't have used the.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then I could ban in Judah and then negate your Chief Priests, but yeah, it's a search anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then Jacob can ban to a Patriarch, which will ban to Judah, which will negate Sheol, and then we'll ban in Isaac. That is the attack.
Okay. How do we feel about Goshen?
Ash the Goshen.
Yeah, not a huge fan of Goshen, so let's go ahead and block with the Brood of Vipers, and we'll negate and underdeck the Goshen.
Alright. Thought you were gonna shipwreck it. I had the visual image of a Goshen just hitting an iceberg and sinking.
No, we'll save that shipwreck for a rainy day. We'll go in exchange for the Chief Priests. That will trigger my high places in case I want to use that after I search here. And this time... This time I think I will search for the Gatekeeper Maid.
Ooh.
And I will withdraw the Chief Priests and add the Gatekeeper Maid to battle and choose your Eber to block, or to attack.
Alright. So these guys go back. Territory.
Yep. So you can resolve Eber, I guess.
Were you going to do the high places? I guess the Eber would resolve first with the high places because it's still
Yep.
chaining abilities.
Yep.
So yeah, we can we'll go ahead and play a Lost Soul from your deck.
Pick the first.
That's definitely not going to happen. Come on. There we go. Hey.
I feel like that's kind of the one thing, or well, I mean, there's multiple things, but that's one of the things that's missing from this deck is a way to play the first, get it out faster.
Everybody should play at least one hero that gens a soul.
Yeah, probably.
But your meek strategy kind of makes it a little bit construed.
Yeah. Okay, so I will trigger the draw ability on high places. So I will draw one.
Okay.
And then I will exchange my Meek Lost Soul here with your Wooden Territory. You may top deck a good card from reserve. Do I want any of those good cards? Let's just grab your Fool.
Okay. Seems good.
And I believe that's all the triggers I get to do since Shield is negated. My initiative?
Yep.
Cool. I will play Idol Worship, take an Idol or Curse from my reserve, which will be Peter's Curse. Then I will capture Eber to your Land of Bondage. Cannot be negated because of my prison.
Capture abilities used by evil Sadducees cannot be negated. That is true. All right. So if something is CBN, I don't gain special initiative, right?
Correct.
Okay. Just double checking. Yep. So get kicked out and captured to my land of bondage.
I suppose I could still have some other add to battle or something.
Yeah, I could. I don't have no way of doing that currently, so
Okay.
we will just pass there. Man, Stonewall defense.
Chief Priest is really good in the Sadducee defense.
Yeah, if I didn't have to worry about the shield, I could focus more on the Chief Priest, but shield is difficult. Let's see. If I get another attack here, we'll see if we can't deal with him. All right. So discard phase. I don't know if there's much here that I care about. We will play down the Noah.
So if I had shuffled my Faith of Samuel, would you have been scared to do it?
Yes.
Darn.
If you have another way of, I mean, you could. You have Cloud Heroes in your deck. How many? See, one. You could have some in reserve. You do have a way of getting Cloud Heroes, so you could be playing Faith. I don't remember seeing it, but it could have just no, because it would have been in your hand. You could have Faith. I don't remember seeing it though.
I always have faith.
Always. All right, we'll pass this one.
Okay, I will draw. Alright, so let's... Don't have any upkeep triggers. I will... Yeah, let's activate the new covenant again, and this time... yeah, I guess I'll still go to my deck. Good Gospel Enhancement. I will grab... Keep wanting to go for his sacrifice, but Akeem kind of throws that off a little bit.
Hmm.
So let's grab Expelled from Heaven. And then I will I'll play Life Through Christ, and I will oh, I don't have a good dominant. Alright, well, we will banish that and not play anybody. Forgot that you underdecked my good dominant.
Play too many evil dominants. Play more good dominants.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. Do I want you put that in there? Probably not. Got a couple of decent options here, but I think the best one is to put this Fool into Patmos and make a rescue attempt with Matthew, and still no good dominance, so we'll convert him to Meek and take a look at your hand.
All right.
Got 3 or 3 good and 1 evil, so 4. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, you could have left Noah in there; would have hardly been any more. It's a bear and a stolen blessing. Negate a good card or discard a hero. Okay. So I will draw 4.
All right.
And that's my rescue.
Oak. Block with a bear.
See all my good dominance?
I guess we reveal your. Oh, you have 12 cards in hand, so I don't get to reveal all of them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get to look at half of your hand randomly.
Right. I'll just shuffle it and you can pick 6 out.
All right. Be fun. 1, 2, 3. Hey!
Come on.
6. Oh, that's a non-hit, but I mean it's still a dom. It's just okay. Hey, you know what? I am lighting up these good dominance this game, so I'm pretty happy.
All right, that will get shuffled. That's funny. Just drew it off of Matthew.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, cool. So you're never gonna be able to play good doms again this game. We will protect lost souls from rescue unless bear is discarded, cannot be interrupted. So your initiative.
Sorry, angel cannot be interrupted by a good card. So Expelled from Heaven would not do me any good here.
Nope.
So I will. Yeah, we'll go with Transfiguration. And we'll ban to Moses and Elijah from deck or reserve deck and or territory. So grab Elijah from reserve. And Moses from deck. And I will go ahead and banish Elijah, protect my good cards from evil cards.
Okay.
And I will yeah, let it be your initiative. Oh, I guess I could even play Expelled from Heaven there because it's not clay.
Oh, that's true. That is true. God. I don't think bear has much of an answer here. So, just die. I guess.
Bye, bear.
Does bear so defeated in battle by numbers? Is that still discard?
Yes.
Okay, I figured. We will give you. Uh, give you any of these, but does Lost Boy trigger now? Oh, he's not evil human. Never mind.
Yeah.
He would have if he wasn't evil human, I think. But no, because you still have a Keem. Man, this
Right.
Keem is doing work. Okay, we'll give you Corner. I don't have a reason to give you your meat back, so we'll just keep it.
Okay.
Give you Foreigner, and you're 4. And then if you had Second Coming,
that was the block you needed.
Bear wasn't the hero I deserved.
I will put down a Herod's Temple and an Angel of the Winds to get the 8th good brigade out there. Which one am I missing? Blue?
Nice.
The one
Yep.
that you've got. Then I will pass the turn.
Gotta play Remnant, and you can take my souls too, or my heroes as well.
Yep. Oh,
All right.
Could have played that. Oh. See if you can break through the stone wall.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm liking Sadducees. Like, I feel like you gotta have a lot of cards, but they're kind of a chunky defense.
They're hard to effectively get around too, because they'd move so much.
Right.
And then on top of that, I feel like I need so many layers to be able to punch through them. This deck's just not built for that kind of, I guess, attack or action. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Will, Son of God, my fool. Just to feel like my end is near. I'm gonna go and search my reserve for an animal.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab Scapegoat.
Nice.
Discard that.
I will trigger Shield and fizzle the token.
Yep. My dreams. Go ahead and play Offering Your Son to take an OT artifact from my deck or animal from my reserve. We'll go ahead to. I guess we're gonna go to deck for an artifact. It's not doing me much, these artifacts. We'll grab Besieged, but it's not exactly helping me out right now.
Yeah, I'm sure I've noticed it before, but I probably just haven't really thought about it before. But the background image for Offering Your Son is Jesus on the cross, which is pretty cool.
Is it? Let me look at that for a second. I guess I can look at it in the log. Here, let me. Oh, it is too. I never noticed that. Oh.
Very fitting for this time of year.
I would agree. Well, I think we kind of just needed the goat, and we're gonna have to give up on this rescue attempt. But
well, you can still rescue this turn and use Scapegoat because it's on their next turn that it restricts.
Restrict each player from attacking on their next turn. Yeah, I just I don't have a soul to rescue.
Right, I suppose that's kind of the tricky part because I captured your Eber.
Yeah. Yeah, which I had, if I wanted to get the goat to do a little bit of extension, that was kind of the, but your deck is chock full of souls. They're just not coming out. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play the goat and then sack it.
Sure.
Go ahead and restrict players from attacking on their next turn. That'll go to get discarded. I guess pass.
Alright, moment of truth.
Hey, it's a soul.
I guess I'll draw one off of high places, and well, I did draw the Lost Soul, but I also happen to draw that one again.
All right, yeah, you got it.
So guess we'll go ahead and do that.
There you go. You know, you
Yeah,
can stop a man from rescuing, but not the Son of God.
that's true. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't draw it and that we would, get to keep going here. I kind of wanted to keep, see if my defense could keep blocking here. But
I think against this deck, it would have had a really easy time with the block. There are certain cards that I could have used that would have helped me around it. I just wasn't getting them, and not at the speed. None of my I didn't ever reach my crowd's choice. A lot of my searchers and drawing engines are just hidden from me this game.
right.
Reserve access would have been nice to be able to grab my Faith of Samuel. But that's all right. Yeah, your deck performed really well.
So
I like what it was doing.
Did you pick up on the theme? I mean, you kind of already did at the beginning, but
Yeah, I'd imagine it is Jesus' persecution, leading up to the cross, and then his sacrifice being the thing. It's an Easter themed deck.
yeah. I mean, yeah. So
Well, I guess
it doesn't have
Passion Week.
the cross, doesn't have anything about the resurrection. So it's more specifically just a Maundy Thursday or Holy Thursday deck. So I was like trying to find everything I could that had like the Last Supper and the Garden of Gethsemane and betrayal and that kind of stuff. So I was trying to build around that, which was kind of tough because I wanted to then include stuff like Feast of Unleavened Bread, because that's what was starting, and then Passover, because that was starting as well. That one ended up in reserve because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna really fit it in other than just having it to go with Moses.
Yeah, this is yeah. You had quite
card.
the. I mean, as a theme deck, it was still really good.
Yeah, I mean they're good cards. It's just, as you can see, the brigades are kind of all over the place. So it was a little bit. Uh, I feel like I got a little bit lucky having the heroes that I did when I did.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of having the right options. But I guess there was a lot of searching to get to stuff like New Covenant to grab Emmaus Road and Angelic Guidance and all that. But
Yeah. Well, that was an experience. Yeah, your offense is kind of a Skittles offense.
yeah,
I mean, it's got every color under the rainbow.
yeah,
So
and I compensate by having the defense be what would happen if you put all the Skittles in a blender, and I guess that might be more brown than black, but
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, probably close to black, but it's
yeah,
be brown.
yeah, yeah. No, I
The
was actually pretty impressed with the Sadducees with the prison thing, 'cause like that's what I initially wanted to do last week with the priest deck, and I was like, oh man, now I'm playing Sadducees 2 weeks in a row, like kind of feels bad, but I decided to kind of go a different route with it this time. Instead of like focusing on the soul hiding, which I mean kind of just works in with burial and Sheol and plotting priests, but I wanted to focus more on the capture stuff with prison, so using Gatekeeper Maid, and then had Temple Guard in reserve.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no. Soul Gen is just it's important. Um, would have helped if I had some way of genning more souls. Like I think Melchizedek would have probably been nice, but the problem is he stops the Noah.
mm, yeah,
Um, but
yep, yeah, that's kind of the tricky part with him. I mean, I guess maybe the the newer Melchizedek from Prophecies of Christ, just to protect the lost souls that you do create.
Yep, that's
I
true.
don't know if you have
That
any
would
Brigade Unity stuff, since he doesn't have blue, but
that would help. I think he would be a nice fit in here. So the deck that this what I'm running here is it's a budget Patriarchs deck.
okay.
Um, again, essentially I love Patriarchs. It's kind of what I play all the time.
Yep.
But I'm trying to see if I can't squeeze that into a budget shell. And I mean, for the most part, you can. You just lose a ton of speed.
Mm-hmm.
So like, when you're not running Father Abraham, you have to compensate it for using Isaac, but you need Meeks in some form to be able to get uh, the colors you need to be able to play through Goshen
Right.
to allow you to use Descendant. So I was waiting for you to get just somebody in battle and then give me initiative to be able to play something. So like even if it was special initiative through Goshen, I wanted to see what happens if I toss an enhancement in special initiative
Oh, sure.
and remove your character at the same time. Does that put you in special initiative?
Yes, I think so.
And then if you can't answer that, both are
Well,
all of our
actually,
characters
or
moved.
I don't think you can toss an enhancement in special initiative.
Well, you would have to, right? Like if toss the next, if you put into special initiative, are you just not allowed to play anything if you have to
Um,
toss the next?
I believe that is the case. Like the card you play has to be able to negate. So, like, I mean, if you're going with Noah and preventing cards, and I play something like expelled from heaven to take out your King of Tyrus, your uh, you would have to play something CBP on King of Tyrus. You couldn't just play like a Fifth Bowl of Wrath
Mm.
to try and negate expelled from heaven, because it has to be something that can actually negate it. So same principle for tossing, I guess, that if it if the ability doesn't resolve, or like it doesn't try to resolve, then you can't play it in special initiative.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the ruling. So Bless cannot be played and tossed in special initiative.
Right.
Yeah,
But
so I
it is still
understand.
very good to as a toss card, especially off of
Yes.
like a Meek Jacob or something that has nice low numbers.
So in my yeah, in this deck, since we're not running Abraham, Isaac's kind of like our main guy we come in with. The problem is he doesn't get protection if I go in with him under um like he doesn't get protection from Enosh, so I have
Hmm.
to try to see what's in my opponent's hand before I can attack.
Right.
Um, so this deck I don't feel like does that enough, which is why I had to add in so many different like look at my opponent's hand cards, which all that ended up doing was just underdecking your Doms.
Sure.
So, but Bless is awesome just because like Wives blocks are
Yeah.
common, and Bless just automatically removes Wives.
Yep.
If you're tossing it, is it's kind of hilarious. But
Yeah. Especially if you've got
also,
Noah out and you can just toss anyone, pretty much.
yeah. And I heard what you said on the responding to Tyler's video about how he doesn't have a lot to deal with uh, demons that have protection.
Mm.
If I'm playing against a demon player and I know that they're going to have Red Dragon or King of Tyrus, I just flip my Noah and territory block. If they block with any of their big guys, you just bless them
Sure.
and remove their guy.
Just bless them.
So
I bless you, Red Dragon, and now you're dead.
you are blessed to go to the discard pile and
Yes,
save the
exactly.
muscle. So,
Well,
anyways,
all right. Well, thanks a lot for being available and kind of playing uh, I guess a game that was supposed to not be super competitive, but my deck, turned out to uh, have at least a pretty solid defense. You did get a couple blocks there, so the offense wasn't
yeah,
wasn't exactly bulletproof, but still a lot of fun.
yeah, it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. I thought, playing more games like this just with, non-competitive decks is a lot of fun because
Hmm.
it's, the focus is more on like the interactions.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed this as well, and thank you all for watching. Thanks again, Jared, for joining, and we'll catch you all next time.